2 games down, 1 to go here from the Ford Center in Frisco, Texas. It's the USA Football National Team Middle School Bowl Game Series U15 style, Stars versus Stripes, and it's coming up next on Game On Sports. An outstanding matchup between the eldest of the middle school bowl game series. It's the U15 Stars and the U15 Stripes. Hello, everybody. I'm Kyle Yeomans alongside Zach Wolchuk. And Zach, we've seen some outstanding games throughout games 1 and 2, but now it's time for the big boys to take the field. A little bit more experience. Some of these guys, most of these players, going into the high school ranks next year have a chance to start at the varsity level, and not only start at the varsity level, but make it a significant impact.
And a lot of them are veterans within this Team USA club. They've been here before. They've played on the USA team. Some of them are even in portions of teams' wins over Mexico, 42-0, just for example. This is a game I'm excited to see because, like you said, you've got those players that are there on the verge of the high school level. They're a little bit more seasoned, and we've got a lot of depth. It's not just running backs, quarterbacks, receivers that we're going to be focusing on. There's a lot of really, really good secondary players in this game, and especially good linebacking play. And we just saw an outstanding game in the trenches, offensive and defensive lines. I expect no difference here at the U15 level.
And you look at really the way that the U14 Stars and Stripes were able to kind of set the tone as an offensive line. That running game was extremely important in that game where the Stripes ended up with the loss against the Stars 28-14. And you look over really the size of some of these offensive lines. I think the trench battle is going to play an important role. Who are you looking at during this U15 matchup that's going to play a big role in itself heading into the final game of the day?
Well, you do have 2 Texas quarterbacks that are going to be starting on either side. We've got Campbell on one side and Klubnik, who comes from that outstanding South Lake Carroll model of quarterbacks. I mean, they seem to breed them. Chase Daniel has had a lifelong career seemingly in the NFL as a backup. But you look at Riley Dodge now taking over that program. Klubnik is one of the guys that's next in line to take over the reins of that South Lake Carroll Dragon team.
So we're just about set for the final game of the season, but for right now, let's send it to one of the more important moments of really the entire day. The starting lineups. We'll hand it over to the PA announcer here at the Star, and an exhilarating moment for some of these youngsters to be able to hear their name called out here at the home of the Dallas Cowboys headquarters.
Always an outstanding scene with the Stars and Stripes represented not only on the field and in uniform, but of course with the flags and the colors during the national anthem. Let's run through the captains real quick for the Stars. Big number 10, quarterback Cade Klubnik. And you've got Ashton Fowler as well. Garrett Padgett, the linebacker, is out there from Milliken, Colorado. Brody Garrett, the defensive back. And then fittingly, the flag bearer for the Stars program was Creighton King out of fittingly Fort Hood, Texas, out of Central Texas. Ranks the Stripes. You got quarterback Chase Campbell, Michael Sutton, the defensive lineman, Cole Hudson, the offensive lineman, linebacker Giovanni Rosamilia out of Spring, Texas, and then the flag bearer was wide receiver Braden Lynch out of Claremont, California. The Stars are led by head coach Vital, of course, a former running back for the University of Nevada and then in the NFL with the Buffalo Bills and with the Seattle Seahawks. He'll be calling the shots for the U15 Stars, and then for the U15 Stripes, it's Jeff Smith. He's the head coach, also coached the linebackers. He's from the University of Puget Sound. We are just about set for Game 3 of the day. First two were extremely entertaining, and Game 3 looks to be the same. It's the eldest of the middle school bowl game series. The majority of these athletes, if not all of these athletes, are on their way to the high school ranks this next fall. So be sure to watch out for some varsity talent on display today. Kyle Gilman's alongside Zach Wolchuk here with the Game On Sports crew. We have been glad to be with you all day long here from the Star in Frisco. Ford Center on display as well, an outstanding home to the Dallas Cowboys headquarters, and they have been extremely gracious hosts throughout. And Zach, we're just about set for Game 3. It's kind of surreal that it's here, but this is going to be a fun one to watch.
Yeah, it's about that time, and we're here with the U15 kids. I mean, this is a different level of talent on this football field. You've got the best of the best from across the country. They don't call it USA football for no reason. I mean, this is the creme de la creme, and we're going to see, I think, a very evenly matched game. When you look at how both these sides compare with one another, you've got a lot of really good receivers on the Stars team. We'll see if that kind of makes a difference. I think the Stars team, when you look at their receiving core along with quarterback, I talked about Cade Klubnik in his South Lake Carroll future. You've also got Luke Floysan, a quarterback from Cottage Grove, Minnesota, on that squad. I think that the Stars team coming out, and they'll start on defense here, but expect them to get through the air early on in this one.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and the ball's put on the ground immediately, and it looks like the Stripes might have it back here.
Yeah, I think they fell right back on it, but hey, that's stuff that you got to look at. We've talked about this in all three games. I mean, these are players that they've practiced all week together. But anytime you get into a game environment for the first time, maybe it's the first time you guys have all played with each other, little things like quarterback center exchanges, handoffs to halfbacks, any kind of jet sweeps, reverses, those kind of little subtleties within the game, they become challenging.
You look at the starting offense for the Stripes in the white, and the Stars are in the blue. Got Chase Campbell out there playing QB initially. Big frame out there, wearing the number 17 and a false start. Tough start here for the Stripes on offense. You had the -2 loss on the fumble. Luckily, they got it back. Now, Chase Campbell out of Edinburgh, Texas, 5'10", 175 pounds, and I think that 5'10" may be a little short. He looks a lot bigger than that.
Well, he certainly looks the part. If you're to build and mold a quarterback, Chase Campbell is about what you'd want to draw up. He looks like a complete package pocket quarterback. Certainly has some mobility if he needs to get loose, but he is that prototype pocket quarterback.
Three receivers to the left. Now it's 2nd and 17 already. Going in the flats, and it's just dropped. Heads-up play on the defensive side of things just to hop on down and get on top of that football.
Well, Brandon Mannix, the defensive back from Midland, Texas, was all over that. I mean, he read that from the start, tried to get a jump on that. In fact, Mannix, if I'm not mistaken, already has an offer from Nevada. His older brother's playing with the Wolfpack as we speak.
Oh, wow. Nevada very active in recruiting some of the U.S. football national team. You had Preston Stone, who was here as a quarterback a couple years ago, and that ball's going to pop loose as well. They're going to call him down. After the sack, it looked like for a moment it might have been a scoop and score, but they do end up calling him down on the sack, and that offensive line from the Stripes is having some struggles early on, trying to somehow slow down that Stars attack. Garrett Paget was the one in for the sack.
Linebacker from Colorado, 5'8", 180 pounds. Great job wrapping up and slinging that quarterback down to the ground, almost causing a fumble, but not a series to remember there. One to forget if you're the Stripes, not the way you really wanted to start it out, but maybe you just get that early game jitters out of the way now, and you can go ahead and shake that off and move forward the rest of the way. But I would expect great field position here for the Stars opening drive.
Yeah, it bounces up right into the hands of the Stars and Brody Garrett. They're going to have outstanding field position at the 36-yard line to get things started. And yeah, like you said, just not the not the ideal drive to start things off. Ends up in a 3-and-out, including a fumble, a recovery, a loss of yardage, a penalty, and then a sack before the punt. Luckily, the punt does go off in favor. So Cade Klubnik, one of the captains, he will be the starting quarterback for the Stars offense as they get things started. Westlake Hills, Texas is where he comes from. Lots of Texans on the roster to be expected here in Frisco. But even with that, you've got New Mexico represented, Arizona, Oklahoma, New Jersey, California, Washington, Wisconsin, Oregon, Colorado, Kansas, just to name a few. Trying to escape the pocket this time, though. Klubnik in trouble, and he's going to be pressed out of bounds. That's a loss of 2 yards and sets up a 3rd and long.
Now, Klubnik's a player that certainly is no stranger to high expectations. Playing here and quarterbacking this U15 USA football team. He's well trained, very strong arm, accurate quarterback. Certainly will be expected to take over the reins for Southlake Carroll down the line under new head coach Riley Dodge and that Dragon program. Always a state title competitor here in the state of Texas, the highest classification, 6A.
3rd and 12 on the way. Neither offense having any success so far. Pressure, throw, too high. That time he was intended for, and I never thought I'd say this in a football game, but that was intended for Reggie Bush. Spelled
the
and
Reggie
said
Bush
the same way. He's not wearing number 25 out there, though, nor number 5, as Reggie famously wore for the USC Trojans and New Orleans Saints. Reggie Bush. 4th and 12, though. Klubnik still out there. Offense looks to be going for this. No field position battle just yet. He's got 3 receivers to his right, including Bush, and they are going to call a timeout early in this first quarter. 6:59 left here in the first, and still no score. Neither team with a first down just of yet.
Well, it's a 4th down and 12. Ball on the 39-yard line, so it's that fringe territory where do we want to try and be aggressive and go for it? Do we maybe want to come out with a hard count, draw the defense off sides, or should we say maybe even take a penalty, back yourself up 5 yards, give yourself more room to punt? Certainly a bunch of different thoughts go into the mind of that coaching staff. It does look like the offensive huddle, though, will be coming out. I think they're going to end up punting this away.
It's probably the smart decision early in the ballgame. Might as well pin them back and let your defense go to work.
With how effective that opening drive was defensively for the Stars, it certainly couldn't hurt.
At least on paper, anyway. Caden Miller out of the Woodlands, Texas, and off the sideline to bring this one away. Side-to-side punt. Takes a great bounce all the way inside, and that's going to be touchdown at the 1-yard line. Caden Miller, a gorgeous punt, and the coaching staff on that far sideline loving it.
That is about as perfect a roll and a punt as you could have. Right there down to the 1, and now the Stripes' number 1 duty, just get it out of your own end zone.
That could not have been a better punt. You're thinking about it, the punt's being dead at this level. You might as well have just picked that up anyways. Probably a smart play to let it go if it were live football rules, but with the punts being dead here, you might as well have just grabbed that. Be thinking about that moving forward. New quarterback in for the Stripes, and already a completion across the middle. It's Cornelius Banks the second as he completes it to Ian Hall for about a 3-yard gain. Keith Locke was there on the tackle.
Just a quick slant there from Banks. Very calm, coming in, taking his opening snap. Pick up a little bit of yardage, try and get yourself some more breathing room.
Starting from their own 1-yard line, they've moved out at least from the shadow of their own end zone. There's Banks. No, it's a new quarterback. Hayden Ferguson.
Oh, look
out.
He's
going to be taken back behind. It's a safety. The Stars push them back into their own end zone.
It's Race Thompson, if I'm not mistaken, from Rockwall, Texas. The Texas natives making their presence felt here early, especially on the defensive side of the ball for this Stars squad.
And Connor Thompson in there making it work. Wow, great play. And it's 2-0 Stars, and they will get the ball back once again. How about chalking that up to Caden Miller? That's a punter's dream. Pinning him back that deep, and your defense does their job. Pushing him into the end zone. Hayden Ferguson did all he could to try and at least get out of the end zone, but there's no way he was coming away from the grasp there of Thompson. Makes the sack, gets the safety, and it's a 2-0 lead.
First safety we've seen in this triple header today. We were close to a few in the previous game between the U14 Stars and Stripes, but 2-0 early lead for the Stars U15 squad, and this one was 6 minutes to play in the opening quarter.
Wow, that one turned around pretty quickly. They'll start on their own 20-yard line here for the Stars. 6 minutes even left on the clock. It's so tough to get out of that shadow of your own end zone. It makes it look a lot easier sometimes. Noah Naidu now in the game out of Lucas, Texas. Shorter quarterback. Can use his legs, though. He's got 4 receivers wide. You can see it immediately. Takes a snap and runs straight up the middle. Looked like maybe a little miscommunication between him and the tailback before the handoff was able to be made, but he keeps it for positive yardage down to about the 23-yard line. Landon Parrish, the Katy native, is there on the tackle. And a 3, here's another one. This one not going anywhere. Sea of white surrounding. I believe Rosamilia, one of the captains, was in there quickly.
Giovanni Rosamilia, the linebacker from Spring, Texas, 5'9", 160 pounds. He was in there at the snap. This Stars team wanting to work quickly. They pick up a quick 3. They lose 4 on second down, now 3rd and long as they wait to get the calls from the sideline.
You got Schmidtke out there at running back. Naidu still in the shotgun, takes a snap. 3-step drop, throws over the middle, trying to adjust to make the grab was Reagan Schlutter. Schlutter was unable to adjust back to the ball. The throw kind of back behind him, and it should be a 3 and out. Some extra pressure there in the backfield kind of forced that pass from Naidu off and wide.
And Naidu had a little bit more time. He comes in left-handed, which can be an adjustment process for some receivers not used to playing with a quarterback that throws lefty. That one there had an open receiver in the slot. Just came a little too quickly. There's a false start, so this will pin the Stars back a little bit more. But it'll open up on the counter after having about as poor field position as you could have. Pinned back at your own 1. The Stripes now should be in plus territory to open up their next offensive drive.
That's the other interesting aspect of this, starting on your own 20 after the safety. I wonder how many safeties there have been. I guess technically in middle school bowl game series, they've had some developmental games with the middle school level and things like this, but not this, I guess, well represented and covered in terms of the middle school bowl game series, and this is the first year of that official title. But with that being said, that's the first safety in middle school bowl game series history, because we did not have one in Canton whenever we were up there for those couple of days. And now here in Frisco, see our first safety. And with that being said, like we talked about, the Stripes do get it here on their opponent's 46-yard line.
Chase Campbell will come back out. Look out for Braden Lynch, number 10 in the slot. Now he's moving in motion.
He's running near side, lays a stiff arm, breaks away, takes a helmet there. And Lynch able to get back to the line of scrimmage. Doesn't get any kind of positive yardage, but he does, however, at least get back to 2nd and 10. Both Schuler and Paget were there for the Stars on defense.
Lynch won the Golden Ball, really the MVP at the Los Angeles Middle School Showcase earlier this year.
That was talent-ridden as well in L.A.
Absolutely, and he's already got great size. 6'3", 147 pounds at the receiver. All the size you could want out there.
4 wide quarterback and Hayden Ferguson. A couple feet back behind the line of scrimmage. Completes this far side. It's popped out and it's going to be recovered by the Stars. The pass was completed to Dylan Evans and it was ripped out from behind. Henry Lanzalota is the one that's able to rip it out, put it on the ground, and the Georgia native helps force the turnover. Trying to see who recovered it there. I believe it was Jesse Bricino out of Cottonwood, Arizona.
What a play by Lanzalota. Playing right in the backyard of the Georgia Bulldogs there in Athens, Georgia. They're taking note. That was a heck of a play in the flat to come up, not only make the tackle and hold on, but to force the fumble.
4:35 left in the first quarter. Still 2-0 Stars as they get the ball back on the 45-yard line. Seems like every time so far that the Stripes have had any kind of momentum, well, they make a defensive stop there. So maybe I could be wrong there, but I was going to say whenever they have a defensive stop or some kind of momentum, some kind of play like the safety or the fumble ends up happening. Great play that time, though, in the backfield, snuffing out the QB keeper before it really got started.
Luke Floysan, he's a load. 6'3", 235 from Cottage Grove, Minnesota. Big, strong quarterback, tough to bring down.
Lost 4 on the play there as he was brought down. Trevor Vincent out of Kansas, defensive lineman, was there for the tackle for loss. Here's a handoff. They may have another one here in the backfield again. This time it was Daniel Norosia. I hope I said that name. Norcia. That's how the PA announcer announces it.
Well,
I'm going to go with that.
If it wasn't Norcia, I mean, there was a gang of defenders there for the Stripe squad. Good team defense, flowing to the football, trying that read option. They give the handoff, trying to get the stretch outside to the halfback, but right now, east and west running is not working against the speed of the Stripes D.
3rd and 22 after 2 straight stops in the backfield. This one handed up the middle. Christian Cabello lays down the shoulder, gains right around 5 yards.
Good stand there by the Stripes defense to force a quick 3 and out. Punt time here for the Stars. That 3rd down play, safe conservative call just to draw up the middle.
Miller back on the punt. He's really been the star of the game so far with his pin deep, and another good boot here. And it's caught at the 35-yard line. The defenses have been really the head case, or the headline so far, I should say. Neither team has a first down yet. It's been 3 and out every single time. The only times it hasn't been a 3 and out, it was a safety and a fumble on the second play of the drive each time.
No, there's tons of defensive talent across the board. I mean, you look at this white squad, headlined by Jake Rawlings, an outstanding linebacker from Tulsa. Cassius Ashtiani, a defensive back from Irvine, California. A pair of other defensive backs, Isaiah Nichols from Dallas. Michael Sutton, an outstanding defensive lineman, also from Dallas. Then over here on the Star Squad, out on the field now, keep an eye on number 29, Nicholas Giambalvo from Allen. Another future star for that Eagle program.
Decent run up the middle. Caleb Kim right up the middle. A 5-yard gain on first down. Matthew Fan was the one that was in for the tackle.
Much like we talked about, though, in the two previous games, and anytime it's a defense, tight, gritty game like it is here, you want to just start to set up the run. Just set up the run. If you can establish some sort of run game, other things should open up.
See what the passing game can do if that running game starts out. Both teams still looking for their first down, throwing downfield, and a miscommunication there. Lynch was running long. He was the intended target, but there was pressure in the backfield. I have to think maybe that play didn't have enough time to develop for Chase Campbell as he was trying to roll out and avoid that pressure.
I don't know if Campbell saw Ian Hall, 15 in white from Plover, Wisconsin. The 6-foot receiver broke outside, ran a nice route, was wide open around midfield. Instead, Campbell went for the home run, and that ball might have fluttered on him. He got hit while he threw.
There's going to be a new quarterback in. Handoff up the middle. There's that first down and some more. Far side. Talton the second will dive forward. Gets to the 31-yard line, and Rodney Talton the second. His first carry of the afternoon, and he takes it for a huge gainer in the first down of the ballgame.
Excellent blocking. 73, Brandon Walsh, and 56, Justin Tang, hustling downfield to follow up on that block.
29-yard gain to the North Richland Hills native. He's taken out of the ball game here. Cornelius Banks the second is the quarterback in the shotgun. Right back behind him, we've got Esteban G. Soto, another Alaska native. Seen a couple of those throughout the day today. Whistles blow. Penalty on the stripes here. Stripes in the white. Navy is the Stars. Stars lead it 2-0 here with 1:21 and counting left in the first quarter of action. Still a lot of game left to play. Neither of the teams having any kind of offensive rhythm.
Well, the most promising offensive drive, no doubt, what we're witnessing right here with the Stripes. Finally, we're able to get a big chunk play. Timeout taken. Coaching staff wants to talk it over. First down at 15 from the 36-yard line of the Stars. The Stripes starting to find their groove here, and we'll see if they go back to kind of that delayed draw right up the middle. It worked so effectively. The blocking was executed beautifully. Rodney Tolton II, who was in on that play, an outstanding run showcasing his speed, came out to take a breather. We'll see if he's inserted back into the lineup. But that's another play with how well that worked. If you want to use that play action, you fake the draw, you come back with Campbell. We've seen some receivers open down the field. The pass rush from the Stars, though, has been on point. Not a lot of time for Campbell to be able to go through his progressions and survey the D.
He is going to work his way back out. He was replaced by Banks after kind of being shaken up on one of those plays. Took a big hit while he threw. And it's Campbell back in. Back there with Soto, an Alaska native, and 3 wideouts. Got another tailback in the background as well. In the pistol. Backing up, throwing off balance. It hits off the backside of number 454, Garrett Padgett, the Colorado native, credited with the breakup, but he had no idea. Just hit him on the back shoulder blade.
Well, you'd like to play the ball, but that was a play. Padgett just saw the receiver in the vicinity, turned around to cover. Unfortunately, it doinked right off his back shoulder pad, and he was able to break up the pass.
2nd and 15 on the way after the penalty was called. Second incomplete pass. The running has been really the bread and butter so far, and this is play number 5 on the drive, which, because of the short drives we've seen so far, this is the first time we've seen a 5-play drive so far on the game. In the flats, look at the play. Noah Canali. Goodness gracious. Noah came out of nowhere.
Wow, that's how you do. I mean, you want to get a playmaker one-on-one in space. Canali says, no, sir. I'm going to go ahead and swallow this one up. Tremendous form tackle, getting low That's how you draw it up right there from the DB from Brighton, Colorado.
4-yard loss because of the great play from the DB. 3rd and very long. 19 to go for the first down. You got to get to the 21. Handoff made. Not a whole lot of room to work, but instead Hewitt is still able to go for about 5 yards. Gets it to the 36, and it looks like the punt team will be on their way out off the sideline. So the longest drive we've seen, 6 plays and then the punt. But nonetheless, still another hold here for this Stars defense.
That's going to be the end of the quarter.
Oh, it is the end of the quarter. 2-0 is our score. The safety, after an outstanding punt from Caden Miller, pinned him back. And then the defense stands strong. You had Henry Lanzalota in the background recovering a fumble. The safety itself was forced, I believe, by Garrett Padgett, wasn't it?
Yes.
Either that or Connor Thompson. I think Connor Thompson was the safety. Overall, though, the defenses have been the highlight so far. Big hits, great coverage downfield. The passing games have not been going at all, despite the talent of the quarterbacks that have been showcasing. And the defensive line has really had their way with either offensive line. Both sides having some struggles right now because that defense is so strong currently.
Yeah, both front sevens are really dominating right now. And we talked about the talent on the back end, especially on the Stars squad with some of those players already showcasing their ability. What an excellent play by Canale just moments ago. But you had the one big run, and then the defense stiffened up again. Bend but don't break. We start the second quarter here. And the Stripes are going to kick it back off to the Stars. However, they've now got the opportunity to return the favor and pin the Stars back deep in the shadow of their own end zone.
Brett Armstrong back on the punt here for the Stripes. Like you said, what if we had a 2-2 ball game here in a couple minutes? Be an interesting start to this one. Second quarter underway. Kyle Yeomans alongside Zach Wolchuk here for USA Football and Game On Sports. This one going for the sideline. It'll get to the 15. So if we are going to have a 2-2 ball game, it's going to take some outstanding defensive pressure to try and force that ball backwards. But they're going to start right at the 16 is where they're going to start it at. 9:53 left in the first half. 2-0 Stars, who are wearing the Navy jerseys. Stripes in the white.
Stars ball spotted at their 16-yard line, 1st and 10.
Looks like quarterbacks out there. It's Klubnik again out of Westlake Hills, Texas. He's out there earlier for the second drive of the game, or first drive of the game, rather. 4 wideouts. Tailback off and to his right. Hits the flat. So far, that has really been the go-to. Quick completion, far side. Reagan Schlutter out of Spring, Texas, and that's a pretty good gain on first down, about 9 yards on the pitch and catch.
Yeah, that was a nice play, just able to get upfield. Good block on the outside to help Spring for extra yardage. That's what you're talking about, 9-yard chunk. Sets up a second down and 1. Whole playbook open, and they're going deep.
Looking long, and it's through the hands, incomplete. Blair Schronhorst was the intended target. Not a bad throw there from Klubnik, showing off the arm.
Certainly had the arm strength to get it there, just let him a little bit too far down the sideline, wide open. You want to try and just keep that a little bit further inside. Trying to hit that receiver in stride. Now 3rd down and 1. And it looks like we've got an encroachment offsides penalty coming up. That'll be an easy first down. Just handed right over to the Stars.
Yeah, first down of the game for the Stars. Had the incomplete pass. It was 3rd down and short, and that is no longer the case. Fresh set of downs and 5 yards added on. Can we talk about Klubnik's arm strength there? Look at the wrist. He's an 8th grader going in the freshman year. He just slung that 45 yards really on the money. I don't think that could have been placed any better. That's just a tough catch to make. Here's the pitch and catch on the shuffle. Wide receiver sweep. Trying to work to the outside is Malin, and he is meleeed by a couple white jerseys around him.
Good flow there by the defense of the Stripes, able to get over to the perimeter and take that down, but an excellent job by Zachary Vigil just blocking on the edge. The running back from Rio Rancho, New Mexico, trying to spring his teammate for as many yardage as possible.
9:11 left in the game. QB keeper after the read option, slinging forward is Klubnik. Got a little bit of help from the tackler there, as Sawyer Parker out of Marshall, North Carolina, was there for the takedown. 9:04 left in the first half here in the U15 Middle School Bowl Game Series matchup. Stars 2, Stripes 0. Stars on offense currently. Looks like a penalty called. It's going to back him up, holding. And instead of third and very short, it's going to be second and long. Almost back to the 25-yard line. Go the Stars. Unfortunate break there. Backing them up 10 yards, and it's going to be second and 12. Second and 13 from the 27-yard line. One sole receiver on the near side, 3 to the left. Zachary Vigil in at tailback. Klubnik over the middle. Finds a receiver. What a grab for the first down. Right across the star. Once again, Malin. Oh, I take it back. No, that's Remy G. Oh, no, it was Malin. Malin.
Jack Malin, the wide receiver from Shawnee, Kansas, and Klubnik put it on the money. 2 receivers in that same vicinity, but a great job by Malin to extend to make that grab.
Outstanding play, and it looked like
a jailbreak.
Start. Oh, no. Miscommunication there on the line of scrimmage. And Klubnik really just kind of got clobbered from the defensive line. There were 3 or 4 white jerseys in there on the sack.
I don't know if maybe the play clock was running down and he just quickly said, give it to me, but the offensive line did not move aside from the center snapping the ball. And that was just a free-for-all for the defensive front.
So after the pass of 17 yards to Milan, and some issue with the clock here, timeout called. 8:13 left in the second quarter. Stars trying to get something going, but it's back to second and long for the men in the Navy. So overall, you look at the way that things have gone so far for both of these offenses. It has not come easy at all for either one of the offenses to try and get some kind of rhythm. The passing game has been gone to more so on this drive than any other drive for the Stars. They haven't even attempted a run just yet, or at least not one that's been executed without a penalty. And so with that being said, do you think this passing game is really the most effective way for the Stars team to work down the field as they lead it 2-0?
Well, for the Stars club, I don't know. Necessarily, you certainly have quarterbacks that can drive the football down the field. We've seen what Klubnik can do with his arm strength. I think Luke Floysand also, similar kid, big arm talent. I do think ultimately their big chunks are going to be coming in the passing game, but you've got halfbacks that are very capable, but you've almost hit on 2 home run type balls. Down that sideline, just went out of bounds. It seems like they want to throw.
Second and 15, another completed pass, far side, getting right back toward that line of scrimmage. It's Milan again. It's a 3rd straight completed pass to Milan, this one for 5 yards. He's already racked up 25 yards just on this drive alone in terms of receptions. He's been the go-to man. 3rd down and 10. 4 wideouts. Why not? Throw it to him again. Gain of 6, but it'll be 4th and 4 on a 6-yard completion to Milan.
Well, Milan's just one of those kids that catches everything. He is a former Golden Ball winner as well from the Kansas City Middle School Showcase at the Chiefs practice facility. You can tell he's just a good, clean route runner.
4th and 4. Pressure. Backfield. Got to get it away. Looks downfield. He's got it open. Man, it's complete. On 4th and 4, they take it the distance. Touchdown, Stars.
What a throw. Way to keep your eyes down the field. Blair Schoenhorst, the wide receiver from O'Fallon, Missouri, with that touchdown reception for the Stars. What a job by Klubnik. Square your shoulders, pressure bearing down on you from the backside, eyes downfield, deliver a strike, just get it there, he did. Busted coverage on the back end. Wow, what a way to get your first touchdown of the afternoon.
Sean Horse, 52 yards to the house. Like you said, just busted coverage. And I think even Klubnik was a little surprised by it. Looked up, almost got sacked from behind. There was a chance that Michael Sutton was going to be in the backfield to make a grab. Just didn't get there in time, and then looked downfield and then just let it fly. And luckily, Sean Horse was not only open, but really had nothing but green space in between him and 6. The field goal is up and good, 9-0, as the Stars have the first one punched into the end zone on the afternoon. Now the Stripes look to answer here with 7:12 left in the second quarter.
How about that?
I think that was some of the more impressive quarterback play that we've seen today, not only because of the high difficulty of running opposite side. He's a right-handed quarterback, running to his left, having to throw off balance while falling to his left and making that throw 25 yards on the money. Underthrew it a little bit, but Sean Horse was open by so much that it's not really even – it wasn't even an issue.
Yeah, and it's a tough throw to make. I mean, you're on the run. You got pressure coming from you. You just get it there. And he was able to do that. The awareness and the poise to really just keep your eyes down the field was something else on that play.
So 7:12 on the clock. Oh, look at the big hit.
Oh, here comes the boom. Alfonso Hodge.
Wow.
Big DB. He's listed at 6'1", 215.
I think Chance Candela felt the footsteps coming his way that time, because Hodge, he was coming quickly.
Great closing speed by the DBs here on this Stars team. Seen a few plays now. They want to throw it out in the flats, much like the Stripes did, kind of dink and dunk your way and then get the big home run ball down the field. But so far, those flats have been taken away.
Handoff there to Kim. He's going to be swallowed up quickly. In the backfield was Matthew Fan. One of the cool things, though, about this opportunity to have a U.S. national team on your docket as a young youth football player, that was a Texas quarterback in Chase Campbell handing off to a running back from Portland, Oregon. You don't hear that a whole lot.
No.
Especially not at the middle school level. That is something that's really cool about these games. Right now, the Texan and the Portland, Oregon native are looking to try and get a 3rd and 10 conversion. They're both in the backfield here. Here's Campbell. Working back, actually, as a new running back in there with Halton the second. 2 Texans back there, but it doesn't matter. That play is blown up in the backfield by Royce Thompson. As Thompson's there for the sack. And another 3 and out quickly here for the Stripes as the Stars continue to be impressed early on.
That defensive line is just bullying that front 5 up front right now from the Stripes. They've got to figure something out, whether that is add an extra tight end in there to chip, or whatever it may be. They've got to find a way to give their quarterbacks a little bit more time if they want to stay committed to this passing attack.
This one bouncing to right around the 41-yard line. Also, I do want to mention Keith Locke out of Rockwall, Texas, was also in the middle of that one. So 9-0 with 5:40 left in the ball game. Or not in the ball game, in the first half. Trying to get out of here quicker. It's on me. We do have just over halfway to go here in this second quarter. Lots of drives so far. Each team has had the ball at least 4 times, this being the 5th time for the Stars. Stars leading 9-0 as they're back on offense here. Noah Naidu in at QB. 4 wideouts to work with. I think the unsung hero so far, at least in this early second quarter, has been this offensive line for the Stars, whereas the Stripes offensive line hasn't been at their best so far. The Stars offensive line has been extremely good.
Well, you've got Mr. Consistency in Jack Malon as well, who's really been dominating on those outs. 8 up, that Stripes defense in the previous drive. And then Klubnik able to hit the home run ball deep down the left sideline. Now with Naidu out there at quarterback, it might be a little bit of a different strategy as they rotate pieces in and out. It's not always the same wide receiver tandem. But so far, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If the Stripes don't show that they can stop that little out into the flat, just keep running it.
There's so many talented individuals on each one of these teams. You look at the Stripes, even though it hasn't gone their way here in the first half, there's still a lot of ball game left. We got 3.5 quarters left to play. We're just getting started. If you can get a stop here and a score, try and find some rhythm on offense, this could turn around really in a heartbeat. Not take very long to get things underway. Here's Naidu, far side. Look at that lefty throw over the top of the defense.
What a catch.
He got it.
What a catch. And they went to it again. Just that little bootleg out to the left, and we're going to chuck it deep down the field one-on-one. Caden Penwell, the wide receiver from Shawnee, Kansas, able to haul that one in. Another big play, and the Stars are banging on the door looking for more.
Gain of 30 on the pass. You don't see left-handed quarterbacks that much. Naidu rolling out to his left, and then once again, that secondary, at least on that far sideline, has had some issues for the Stripes over the last couple of drives. That time, Penwell got well behind the defense, and credit to Naidu. Kept his eyes up, watched it the entire time.
Timeout here as the Stars at the 11-yard line of the Stripes. 5.5 to go in this first half. 9-0 lead. The Stars looking to extend this. And now that they're inside right around that 10-yard line, I'm interested to see if they go more try and run this ball in or if they stick to the air raid.
Air raid's been working.
It certainly has. But it gets much tougher to throw the football when you get a shorter field, and they've really been trying to chuck it deep. But again, those out routes have been there, and now's the perfect time. You call that, you try and hit it right around that pylon area for the score.
5:30 left in the first half. 9-0 Stars. They're knocking on the door again, right on the 11-yard line. A fresh set of downs to work with. Noah Naidu out of Lucas, Texas. He's the one that is running the offense right now at quarterback. Puts a receiver in motion. This one put on the turf. It's picked up by Naidu, able to shed off a tackler, but he's not going to go very far. Taken down at the 19-yard line. A loss of about 8 on the play. Naidu did a great job not only just to land on that football, but to pick it up and at least get about 2 or 3 yards back. But even then, it's a loss of 8. And maybe a little bit of momentum here for the Stripes defense.
Yeah, just an unfortunate mishap there on the snap. But like you said, Naidu fortunate to just jump on it, not a turnover. And you still got possession inside the 20-yard line.
Isaiah Schmitzke is in the backfield as well out of Saxe, Texas. Handoff, no, it's a keeper. And he's taken down in the backfield again. Great defense there. We've talked about him already. Daniel Norcia out of Indiana. He's been all over the backfield, and another tackle for loss here. Brings up a 3rd and long. Got to get to the 1-yard line to get a first down here.
Yeah, this is one you probably just throw it to the end zone. A lot of room on that far right side. It looks like the Stripes are playing man-to-man. You look at that matchup along with Dylan Lewis, number 81 from Mustang, Oklahoma.
4 receivers wide. Nice snag by Naidu just to keep that snap in. Throwing back corner of the end zone. No flag, good coverage. from Jacob Turbity, the back corner of the end zone. Turbity out of Frisco, Texas, hometown. That'll bring up 4th and 20. Right now, you're going for it, aren't you? 4th and 20. Throw it to the end zone one more time, give you a shot at it. It's kind of out of field goal range. Now, you do have Caden Miller, who we've already seen has a good leg.
Yeah, it really just depends on your confidence with your field goal kickers. But in a game like this, you probably just take your chance and throw it to the end zone.
3 receivers to the left. Here's Naidu. What can he do?
Blitz coming.
Rolls to his left. Open receiver, back part of the end zone. It's overthrown. Reggie Bush was the intended target. No, I did not say that wrong. Juan Martinez. It was there in coverage. Martinez is one that's kind of been struggling a little bit on that far side. That's a good redemption play there from Martinez. Was all over Bush, and even though Bush kind of got a little bit behind him in the back corner of the end zone, still provided enough coverage there for the quarterback to force it over the top for the turnover on downs.
Yeah, it's just tough throwing over to that left side of the field. There's a lot of traffic over there. Just not really an opportunity to come down inbounds with the football. But all in all, what looked like a very promising drive there from the Stars. The Stripes stiffened up. Didn't allow anything. Now they've got a chance at 3:52 to go in the half to try and cut into this 9-point deficit.
And this is where things could really get interesting. If you score here just before halftime, we've got ourselves a 2-point game heading into the break. The initial run here on this drive, Rodney Talton, the second out of North Richland Hills, takes it back to the line of scrimmage, doesn't get very far.
Talton really the best play of the day for the Stripes offense on that long run. Now he'll sub out.
And the 29-yarder back on drive number 4 of the game. Back in the later part of that second quarter, or that first quarter, excuse me. Cornelius Banks the second in at quarterback. Takes this one, belt high, automatically in the backfield, and a huge sack. Calder Bray in the backfield lays the hit down on Banks, and it's a loss of 6.
Well, Calder Bray's a big boy, 6'2", 216 from Southlake, Texas, and he did not wait at all. Great jump on the ball, able to get back there, and that probably did not feel good for Cornelius Banks the second.
Banks got to readjust here, 3rd and long. 2:34 and counting here with the second quarter. Stripes trailing 9-0. Actually, it's a new quarterback, Hayden Ferguson, back in for the Stripes in the white. This one up the middle, not going anywhere. The handoff is stuffed just past the line of scrimmage, about a gain of 2 that time for Caleb Kin.
That defensive line has been so strong for this Stars bunch, whether it's been Thompson or Padgett, the linebacker position, Creighton King, Calder Bray, Connor Thompson. They are loaded across the defensive front.
There's actually Esteban G. Soto on the run there, and he was stepped pretty quickly by Dawson McCurry. 3 and out, though, forcing another punt, and really with 2:11 left on the clock here, neither team has a timeout left after the Stars did take the timeout here. You've got plenty of time to put up another score on the board if you're the Navy team on that far sideline.
No, there's no doubt. The problem is both defenses have been so good here for the majority of this first half. But the blue team, those U15 Stars, man, they have shown the ability, especially with Klubnik quarterbacking things, to push the ball deep down the field. That passing game has been working at times for them.
Armstrong back in the game to boot it away for the Stripes. Stars have 3 men back to receive it. Good punt, end over end, right near the 39-yard line. And it's reeled in for the Stars by Brody Garrett out of Rancho Santa Margarita, California. What do you think about that city name? Rancho Santa Margarita.
Rancho Santa Margarita. California is known, though, for some interesting city names.
I think there's some
Rancho
great ones out of
Cucamonga.
Colorado.
Yeah.
Holyoke, Colorado. Cade Killen out of there. What a name there, actually. Let's just talk about his name. Cade Killen. K-I-L-L-I-N. He's actually had an impact so far. He's had some great sportsmanship already. It's showing up already in the comment section. Uh-oh, this one put on the turf. Loyson just had to kind of hop on top of it as there were a mass of white jerseys running his direction. And it's a loss of 7 automatically on this first play. About all the way back to the 46-yard line.
It's the second straight drive. We've seen a little bit of a poor snap in the shotgun.
Started this drive with 2:11 on the clock. Trying to punch one in and increase their 9-0 lead here for the Stars. Two receivers to his right, one to his left, and a tight end on the left side of that offensive line as well. Looking in the flats. That one, once again, to Mr. Reliable, Jack Milan.
Just lost his footing there. He would have had a chance at a solid gain up that sideline. Receiver was coming in to help block. I think that was Pierce Smaley, wide receiver from Hot Springs, Arkansas.
I have to apologize. It's pronounced Holyoke. Holyoke, Colorado. That's where Cade Killen's from.
What did you originally say?
I think I said it. Holyoke?
Holyoke, yeah, that's exactly. Holyoke.
It's a different type of karaoke, but with Christian music. 3-step drop over the middle. That one almost picked off. That would have been a golden opportunity for the Stars to get right back into this.
Now, Luke Floyson, give him credit there. He stood in and took a shot, but that ball was in a very dangerous area, almost intercepted.
Yeah, Lucas Bullock was the safety there coming forward. Almost making a great effort to try and reel that one in. And just like that, a 3-and-out. So it doesn't go to plan for the Stars to try and tack on an extra score. 36 seconds left. Great punt from Caden Miller. Like I said, early in the game, he was the star. He was the one that pinned the Stripes deep on that 1-yard line. And it ended up in the safety. Now with 34 seconds left, the Stripes get one final opportunity to try and break their shutout here in the first half. They're going to have to go quite a ways, though, starting on their own 16-yard line. See what quarterback they send out there. We've seen Banks, Ferguson, and Campbell, and we've already seen that the coaching staff led by Jeff Schmidt is not afraid to switch quarterbacks in the middle of the drive either.
With how dominant, really, that Stars defensive line has shown out this entire half, I just wonder, do you just go ahead and hand the ball off? But they're going to go ahead and trot out Chase Campbell, big arm quarterback from Edinburgh, Texas.
Campbell's really been the most effective so far. He was the starter as well for the Stripes. 1st and 10 from the 16-yard line. They've got 34 seconds left, and they're backing it up. Maybe it's going to start from the 11 now. Some communication issues here from the officials trying to figure some things out. What a jolt this would be, though, if somehow the Stripes are able to find the long ball. Maybe make something happen here in the final seconds of the half. Here's Campbell. Fakes the handoff, gives it up the middle. Here's Soto. Soto making some moves. Trying to find the open field. If he could get some blockers, he could get to the outside. He'll get just inside or outside the 46-yard line before he's pushed out of bounds. Great play by Brody Garrett to potentially save a touchdown. But the Alaska native and Esteban G. Soto breaking a long run.
What a run to spring it on the outside, showing off that speed. And now you can go ahead and take your shots. Up at the 46-yard line, 23 seconds left. No timeouts, though, for either squad.
35-yard gain on first down, 23 seconds left. That's one way to start a drive. Soto's still in the ball game, so is Campbell. 3 receivers to the right side. Campbell on the snap, gives it in the flats, finds an open receiver, has some extra green to work with, gets past the first down marker, and Dylan Evans out of Little Elm, Texas, has a huge reception and a first down into enemy territory. The Stripes have some momentum here on offense. Already, this is probably going to carry over into the second half. You have to think the confidence is now there from an offensive perspective. But if you can score here even more so, the momentum will be on your side.
15 seconds to go. But certainly 2 quality plays from this Stripe squad. Give them some mojo heading into the break.
2 receivers to the left. 2 tailbacks in the backfield here for Campbell. 15 seconds on the clock. Stripes trying to score for the first time. They trail 9-0. Campbell gets hit as he throws. Flag flies, and with 11 seconds left in the quarter, they're going to call a false start on this, so it's going to happen either way. Campbell takes a lick, and it might be time for Hayden Ferguson to enter the ball game. No, they're going to keep Campbell in there. Ferguson was inching up on that sideline. You see the situation there. It'll actually be 1st and 15 on the scoreboard on the 48-yard line.
Well, getting Campbell out there on the move, had a receiver wide open in the middle of the field. Like you said, got hit as he threw. So an inaccurate ball. The hold would have brought it back regardless.
Got the tight end and Jason Scott out there as well. He's going to be playing in the slot. Talked about Evans. He's up in the slot at the top of the screen. Ian Hall up at the top of the screen all the way near the sideline. Campbell running that way. He's under pressure. He's going to be grabbed from behind and taken down. Cade Killen in the backfield. He's going to be the one credited with the sack. And that'll end the first half of action. The Stripes had a little bit of momentum, but that one snuffed out by Cade Killen. And the Stars will lead it 9-0 into the halftime break.
Well, that entire defensive line from the Stars really just flexed their muscle for the majority of that half. They dominated. They got pressure left and right, shut down the running game, and they, for a moment, it seemed like a little bit of brief momentum was shifting to the Stripes side, but that defensive front of the Stars shut it right down.
Killen in the backfield, like you said, front of that defensive line for the Stars that have been the Stars through 20 minutes of gameplay so far here from the Ford Center in Frisco, Texas. We've got 2 quarters left here from the Middle School Bowl Game Series in Frisco, Texas. It's the U15 Stars leading the Stripes 9-0. We're going to take ourselves a little bit of a break here. We'll come back, get you set for the third quarter of action, and finish out the day strong here from Frisco, Texas, in the Dallas Cowboys headquarters and the Star in Frisco. We'll be back in just a little bit. Once again, 9-0 Stars here at the U.S. Football Bowl Game Series.
We see the leaves turn and know it's time. A rite of passage, with the field as a classroom and hash marks as guidelines. We see teammates becoming friends, friends becoming brothers. We see moms and dads standing taller as their kids dig deeper. We hear laughter and lectures, pads popping, praises sung through a face mask, echoing over proving grounds, where character grows stronger and lessons last a lifetime. But we also feel the power of teamwork and the magic of mutual goals. We feel the emotions of triumph and loss, the development and growth of team. And that's why we do what we must. To certify coaches are trained. To verify safety measures are taken. Testify about the values of the game. To strive relentlessly to satisfy every player and coach's desire to be better. We We are caretakers of playing fields that yield enriched lives, teachers and protectors of an American tradition. It is a responsibility we all take seriously, a challenge we all must embrace. Because we are forever football.
So you love your game? So does he. You say ain't nobody gonna work harder? He said the same thing. You get an hour of training in before the sun even comes up, plenty of early risers out there. You got the gear, they got the gear. You got a secret weapon, this dude doesn't need one. See, this isn't just a game of inches, this is a game of ounces. And the next ounce you give might just be the one the other guy doesn't. Gatorade, rehydrate, replenish, and refuel.
For this man, it goes beyond the X's and O's, beyond the wins and the losses, beyond the practices and Friday night lights. For this man, it's legacy he leaves in the heart of his players. He is a teacher, a mentor, a role model, a friend. He is the reassuring hand on the shoulder, the positive push when faced with adversity. He is the encouraging voice where there is doubt. He is more than a coach. He is the inspiration. Let's celebrate your coach. Nominate yours today at usafootball.com/thankscoach.
That's what chance is fair. That's what chance is fair. Chance to equal our strides. Chance to equal our strides. Chance to do or dare. Chance to do or dare. We should win. We should win. Let me by the code. Let me by the code. Faith in our held high. Faith in our held high. We should lose. We should lose. Stand by the road. Stand by the road. Cheers when it go by. Cheers when it go by. Day by day. Day by day. We get better and better. We get better and better. So we can't be beat. So we can't be beat. Won't be beat. Won't be beat. God family football. Remember I love you. USA on 3. 1, 2, 3. USA!
Back here from the Star in Frisco, home to the 2018 Middle School Bowl Game Series and the Texas Classic for the U.S. Football National Team. Kyle Yeomans alongside Zach Wolchuk here up in the booth at the beautiful Ford Center at the Star. It's the Dallas Cowboys headquarters, but today we've seen 3 games of outstanding action from some of the nation's top young talent, and what a way to end it with these 15U kids battling it out. We've got a 2-possession ball game, 9-0 at halftime. The Stars leading the Stripes, and really it's all been about the defenses. So far, those defensive lines have gotten off to great starts. Kate Killen, for instance, for the Stars has really been in the backfield a lot. You look at some of the secondary for some of these teams, kind of working things out and trying to find a rhythm on the offensive side as well. But with that being said, the safety was a huge key, and now heading into the second half, what do these offenses got to do? Because these defenses look super strong.
Well, it seems like both offense from the get-go kind of abandoned the run game. They want to throw the ball down the field, and you could see the intermediate passing game working, but the defensive lines have really just been on a tear.
Yeah.
And as soon as you see one thing working, it's bend but don't break defense. Both defenses step up. They start to stiffen. That's really been the key. And it's almost as if they're being so aggressive. Do the offensive coaching staffs come out in the second half, maybe start to see a little more screens, maybe a little bit more delayed draws, quarterback option keepers to the outside to try and counteract that aggressive approach from the defense and flow the offense back down the opposite side of the field?
That's really the biggest thing. You got to find a way to not only find a rhythm, but you got to get open. From a receiver perspective, you've seen how good of the hands some of these individuals have in the receiving core, but it's almost like either the defensive line gets in the backfield too quickly for a quarterback to try and make an accurate throw, or really the secondary is there no matter what. If you're looking from a quarterback perspective, maybe even a tailback perspective, what do you got to do in terms of just trying to pick apart a defense that's this talented on different sides or different drives, and really both teams have had this kind of issue?
Well, I think we have seen some receivers running open down the field. The problem is the pass rush has just been so good and so fast to the quarterback. They don't have time to go through their progressions. It's basically one step back, boom, ball's got to be out, or else you're going to end up on your back, and you probably are ending up on your back, even if it's not a sack, and the ball's now incomplete. We've seen several throws that have been arid due to the pressure, due to the hits, balls sailing on quarterbacks. I think we'll see if there's adjustments made in terms of chips in the backfield, a halfback staying in to help block, maybe a tight end coming in on one side, whether it's the right or the left, to try and counteract some of these outstanding pass rushers on the front four. But for quarterbacks, you just got to keep playing. Keep your eyes down on the field. Good things will come. Just take what the defense gives you. If it means a short pass over the middle for 2 or 3 yards, that's all right. Just keep down and distance positive. I mean, you don't want to take a sack on first down. Now you're behind the 8 ball. It's second down and 15. It's 3rd and 10. You want to try and get positive, stay ahead of the chains, and that's really the key. If you're a quarterback, just keep plugging away. Good things will come.
The best middle school talent in the country, best middle school football analysis in the country, here from Mr. Zach Wolchuk, an absolute legend. We'll be back in here just a little bit. Third quarter of action right around the corner here from the Star in Frisco. It's the Stars 9 and the Stripes nothing at the halftime break. We'll be back with the third quarter right after this on Game On Sports.
We see the leaves turn and know it's time. A rite of passage, with the field as a classroom and hash marks as guidelines. We see teammates becoming friends, friends becoming brothers. We see moms and dads standing taller as their kids dig deeper. We hear laughter and lectures, pads popping, praises sung through a face mask, echoing over proving grounds, where character grows stronger and lessons last a lifetime. But we also feel the power of teamwork and the magic of mutual goals. We feel the emotions of triumph and loss, the development and growth of team. And that's why we do what we must. To certify coaches are trained. To verify safety measures are taken. Testify about the values of the game. To strive relentlessly to satisfy every player and coach's desire to be better. We are caretakers of playing fields that yield enriched lives, teachers and protectors of an American tradition. It is a responsibility we all take seriously, a challenge we all must embrace, because we are forever football.
Back here from the Ford Center at the Star in Frisco as the third quarter is just about set here from the middle school bowl game series hosted by the U.S. football national team. Kyle Gilman's here alongside Zach Wolchuk as we get set for the final half of football here on a beautiful Sunday afternoon. Of course, we are indoors, and luckily we are indoors because outside right now it's 105 degrees, no lie, outside in the heat of the Texas summer. But The Stripes in the white will be on defense first. The Stars in the blue lead at 9-0 and a chance to add on to their lead here, Zach.
Yeah, and this is really a big drive to set the tone early for the Stars. They can go down the field, and they're able to put some more points on the board. That might just salt the game with really how strong their defense has played, especially in that first half. Now, we'll see for the Stripes. They've had moments, especially in the run game. They've racked off some big runs. There just has not been any kind of consistency at any phase of their offense so far.
That's really the biggest thing. You got to find some consistency, find a way to get the job done. It looked like right at the end of the half, the Stripes had a chance with Campbell to try and figure some things out. Chase Campbell, who played in the International Bowl, started finding a little bit of a rhythm, had a drive going, and who knows, if the end of the half wasn't upon them, they might have been able to put some points up on the board. Now you have to think that gives you some momentum, some different confidence heading into the second half. Kate Klubnik out of Westlake Hills, Texas, he's the one starting at quarterback here in the second half of action here for the Stars as they lead it 9-0. Three receivers wide, excuse me. Got the hiccups after the halftime break, and Klubnik has no hiccups early on. Has a hesitation, lost the football for a split second, landed right on top of it, but he's got a first down on a 1st and 10-yard run all the way to the 30-yard line.
That's the example. Take what the defense gives you. You're going out there, you're looking down the field to throw the football, and all of a sudden, the middle of the field is wide open, and Klubnik just goes ahead and takes it right up the middle for a nice chunk on first down.
Klubnik, number 10 for 10 yards. He's got 4 wideouts here. Just underway here in the third quarter. Everybody getting quiet in the Ford Center. Handoff up the middle. Zachary Vigil has a nice gain on first down on his run.
It's good to see Vigil get the ball there because he's been doing a lot of dirty work for the Stars offense. Done an outstanding job in pass protection, getting out there as well in the receiving game, trying to block down the field for his teammates, and he had a nice carry there. That's the example. 7-yard gain on first down, 2nd and short.
Gives it to him again, trying to bounce to the outside. Nowhere to go here, but somehow pushes the pile for a positive gain. Zachary Vigil. My goodness, he was churning the legs there. Picks up a yard, and something that looked initially to be about a 3 or 4 yard loss. But picks up a yard and makes it 3rd and manageable here for Klubnik and company. Now we got a little bit of a chant for the defense. Stripes defensively looking for an early stop, trying to get that field position back on their side. Klubnik in the shotgun, takes a snap, backs up, looks right side, complete, across the middle, past midfield and into the open field. Beautiful pitch and catch, Pierce Smalley, as he goes all the way down inside the 35-yard line. First down and more. And a first down, fresh set of downs here for the Stars.
Now you can see the explosion from Smalley. And a heads-up play by the Stars to get down there. They want to go fast. The Stripes want to substitute. They end up having to burn a timeout because they couldn't get the correct personnel out on the field in time.
A gain of 21 yards on the pitching catch, or 26 yards on the pitching catch, I should say. And the Stripes on the defensive end need a stop here, and then they need a score as well. Keep it within a one-possession ball game. Right now it's just outside that two-possession mark, 9-0 in favor of the Stars. 8:04 left in the third quarter. Smalley was able to just kind of get open on that crossing route right up the middle out of Hot Springs, Arkansas, and a huge grab and kind of broke back to the outside, went back to the inside after he made the catch. The yards after the catch, he ate up quite a few of them. And with that elusive move, was able to get just outside that 35-yard line as they get to the 36 here with the 1st and 10. Timeout called by the Stripes as they regroup on the defensive side of things. See what happens here. Klubnik in the shotgun. Quick step, backs up, fires a bullet complete over the middle. It's a touchdown maker. And Blair Schonhorst, he was the one that grabbed that 52-yard bomb earlier. This time It's only for 8 yards, but he does set up a 2nd and short.
Now Klubnik's really starting to feel this right now. He's in rhythm and just throwing dimes down the field, hitting receivers in stride and allowing them to utilize their skill set to make plays after the catch.
4 receivers wide. Klubnik back to Mr. Reliable this time. Milan makes the grab, gets past the first down marker inside the 25 as they knock on the door of that red zone at the 20. 1st and 10 from the 23-yard line.
That'll move the chains. And that Stripes defense playing off, and anytime they're going to do that, expect those quick passes, either that slant route like we saw work earlier in the drive for a big chunk to Smalley, or just getting it out to Milan.
Stripes having to stand strong on defense here if they want to continue to stay in this ball game. 3-possession game. This one taken on the, or put on the turf, I should say. Klubnik kept it on the QB read. Looked on the far side. Maybe a little miscommunication there with Vigil. Sawyer Parker was there. Parker in the backfield again. He has been outstanding so far for the Stripes defense. Really a bright spot coming up the middle. Parker wearing number 41 in the white. Blowing that play up, and luckily Klubnik was able to hop on top of it. 2nd and long from the 29-yard line. Got to get to the 13. 4 wide again. You got Vigil in the backfield. They're going to fake the handoff. Klubnik takes it himself, breaks a tackle, sandwiched just inside the 20-yard line, but a great gain there. As he saw the opening, took it.
Yeah, it was a smart read right there. I mean, immediately he notices the middle of the field's wide open. I'm going to fake the handoff. I'm going to keep it. And he's almost stopped trying to squirt through at the line of scrimmage, but the strength to fight out of it and pick up a good gain.
Another great play by Juan Martinez. 3rd and 7. Right from the 20-yard line. Looks to his right. That one right over the middle. Broken up. Good play defensively to lay down the lumber. Smalley was the intended receiver, and Lucas Bullock out of Kansas was the one that laid it down. Broke it up from behind, and it'll bring up 4th and 7 here from the 20.
It's now 4th down and 7, and in the area you are right at the 20-yard line. I think you keep the offense on the field. Trying to let Klubnik make a play.
Play number 10 on the drive, and it's a 4th and 7 on the way. This is a chance for the Stripes to get the ball back and keep points off the scoreboard. Klubnik ranges to his left, has a receiver back in the end zone. It's knocked away. For a second, I thought Bullock had the pick in the end zone. He instead drops it. Probably a smart play from Bullock, but he breaks it up, and it's a turnover on downs. The Stripes get it back.
Oh, man, a tough play to make from Klubnik. He's rolling out, has to throw across his body to the middle of the field, and you're taught don't ever do that, but you have a receiver open in Milan, almost intercepted. And in that situation, a 4th down, you might as well give it a go. You heave it towards the end zone. Worst case scenario does get intercepted. You're turning the ball over on downs regardless. But if he had seen him just a tick sooner, maybe he could have gotten it there. The pass just a little late, and an excellent read to break it up. And now, still only a 9-point deficit. The Stripes still in this thing and very much alive thanks to their defense.
Yeah, that defense standing strong is exactly what they needed, and what looked like was going to be a touchdown drive, or at least points on the board for the Stars.
Wow.
Instead,
false start already. I mean, they barely got into their stance.
Lots of dirty laundry
in this
on the field if you're the Stripes right now. Quarterback in for that offense is Hayden Ferguson. Had that big play from Pierce Smalley early in that drive and really worked it well down the field with Klubnik at quarterback, but the Stripes defense stands strong, and that one on the ground for a split second. That one might have looked like a fumble.
There's an alert play by Jack Long, just to pick it up and run it in. Because you never know. If that's behind the line of scrimmage and it's called a backwards lateral, that's a live football. But it was just a drop.
The Oklahoma native was there. Might have been disastrous. James Alleman was the one then ended up dropping the football, and he just kind of snapped his fingers and said, oh, man, dropped that football. And then he realized, oh, maybe that was a fumble. But luckily for the Stripes, it was not. Good run here right up the middle. Getting back to the line of scrimmage and a little bit more makes it third and manageable. 7 yards to get to the 30 here on third down as Hewitt runs it for a gain of right around 8.
It's another third down and long coming up for the Stripes. Really yet to develop anything down the field in this passing attack.
The most promising drive came at the end of that second quarter.
Ripped off a couple long runs. I don't think they're going to run it here.
Here's Banks. He might have to get stripped up from behind. Another great play.
Oh, that D-line.
Defensively. Calder Bray in there. Connor Thompson as well. Good defensive play. That D-line all over the place. Dawson McCurry. I feel like I've said all these names so much so far. Kate Killen as well.
That front seven has just been ridiculous.
Monstrous.
I mean, they're playing with their hair on fire out there. It is unreal to watch. Another quick 3 and out, forced the punt.
Been a busy day for Red Armstrong. Gets this one away at the 46-yard line. It's reeled in by Brody Garrett. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 punts in the ball game for Armstrong as he has definitely gotten the workout. Great field position this time around for the Stars, who had a promising drive cut short by that Stripes defense, and now the Stripes defense may have to do it again. Here on the 47-yard line, the Stars get things started. 4:09 left in the third quarter. Still 9-0 in favor of the Stars, who are in the Navy and on the offensive side of things now. They'll be led out there by Noah Naidu. Naidu had a great drive his last time out. Luke is Texas native and was able to really go all the way down the field, and then once again the Stripes held strong in the red zone. Naidu looking to his right. He's going to be enclosed in on, trying to get rid of that football, but instead a mass of white jerseys. I think Michael Sutton was the first one there.
Yeah, it was a collaboration along that defensive line. All just collapsing down on Naidu as he was looking for that right side. I don't know that we've really seen him throw to his right. Being left-handed, all of his passes have really kind of been rolling to that left and throwing to the left. I'd like to see him try and attack that right side of the field.
Trevor Vincent also in on the tackle there of Naidu. Here he is rolling to that right, looking for a lead blocker.
Big
Has
hole.
some room. There he goes. Bye-bye, Noah Naidu to the house.
Just split the D, excellent blocking, and he had the speed to finish. Able to have the strength to get away from the one wimpy tackler, and then the speed to go the distance. And that is exactly the kind of playmaking ability Noah Naidu brings to the table. Ball on that left hash. They attack the wide side of the field. Biggest play of the day, bar none, for the Stars team, and they are alive and well with 3:18 to play in the third quarter.
Naidu got that lead block far side. Give credit where the credit is due. Reagan Schluter was the one that, at least I saw on the far side, that laid a great block out of the backfield. Yep. Schluter kind of came over. The Spring Texas native laid a block on the secondary, and it really was able to spring Naidu for the score. And it was a foot race after that. 2 plays, 47 yards. And it only took a total of 51 seconds to get the job done.
Blink of an eye.
Here are the Stripes here. You've got to figure something out and figure it out quickly. Not a whole lot of time now, trailing 15-0.
We'll see what Chase Campbell can do with the big, strong arm. See if he tries to push the ball down the field again. The issue's just been no time to work with.
Here you go, up the middle. Run play goes for a gain of about 4. Parker was there to make the tackle out of Tomball, Texas. Gain of 4 yards for the Stripes on first down. It'll bring up a 2nd and 6. Clock continues to tick, under 3 minutes left in the third.
And the Stripes in no rush, huddling, taking their time here. Play clock already getting close to 10 before they break.
Chase Campbell back in a huge
Oh, we had a bunch of motion.
Man, Braden Lynch was already halfway through his route by the time the flag was thrown.
Oh, we also had a defensive lineman, I think it was Calder Bray, jump off. Now, they might say he was drawn offsides because of the false start. And that's exactly what the call is.
Yep. Really could have gone either way. It does negate the initial 4-yard run, pushes them all the way back to 2nd and 11. Campbell with the 4 wideouts. Expect Braden Lynch to try and make a play here soon. He has been really held in check. They're going to go to him automatically. Makes the grab. Has to get through a couple Navy jerseys. Instead, he stood up quickly by Brandon Mannix, and then Hunter Schneider also in on the play. Those two combined for a tackle, but it's still a decent gain on 2nd down. Makes it 3rd and 2.
It's a nice gain there for Braden Lynch, just to be able to turn that upfield, make the most, and pick up some extra yardage when there really didn't appear to be any there.
Nobody on the far side of the screen. Everybody on this near side, and they're going to hand it off and let them run. Oh, my goodness. Look at the play from Rodney Talton II. Oh, my.
Lowering the shoulder, get out of my way. That young man's got some speed. I thought he was going to spring that out to the perimeter, and he said, no, I'm not fooling around. Right up the field. Big gainer there, and the Stripes up near midfield with 1:25 and counting here in the third.
Gain of 20 on the play. And, oh, man, what a hit. Maybe that puts a jolt into the Stripes offense. They need a score, and they need to score quickly. Still a 2-possession game, even with the touchdown on that last drive. 15-0 in favor of the Stars. This could be a game pretty quickly here. Oh, no, in trouble. Ferguson trying to get away, and there's no way you're getting away from Killen. Killen came flying in.
Man, Cade Killen's been killing it.
Good one.
All afternoon. He really has. And he has been all over the place. This entire defensive line has been outstanding. But Killen, man, he is just making plays left and right. And that was a play there where I believe Ferguson was looking over to his right, and there were 2 receivers that kind of got jammed up in the same area. Almost ran the same route, and instead he's got to tuck and run over to his left.
Cornelius Banks, the second back in here for the Stripes. They hand it off to Soto.
How about that?
Nothing going.
Dawson McCurry, he's also had a great game from Locust Grove, Oklahoma.
Oh, we know that town.
Yeah, several good products from Locust Grove.
Mason Fine, starting quarterback for the North Texas Mean Green. That's the most notable.
Probably. Heisman contender.
Heisman winner. Making a call. Just kidding. We're both North Texas grads, if you didn't know that on the Facebook stream. 3rd and long, though. Timeout called, looks like by the Stripes here. Or no, it's the end of the 3rd quarter. I take it back. Wow, that snuck up on me quickly. We're at the end of the 3rd quarter. On to the 4th we go. And it's going to start with a 3rd and 17 from the 42-yard line. The Stripes with a little bit of something cooking on offense, and then a sack, and then a stuffed run, resulting in losses on both of those last 2 plays. And that's really what has been the theme so far for the Stripes offense. Their longest drive of the day has been 7 plays. This next play will be play number 7 on this drive, and that's one of the big reasons why they do have a 0 up on the scoreboard, is the fact that they just have not had any rhythm. Every time they have any kind of positive yardage play, the next 2 plays are blown up by that defensive line, or something goes wrong in terms of a botched snap, something of the sort, or Cade Killen comes in and blows it up. It doesn't necessarily matter. It's all over the place. You just haven't been able to find any type of rhythm.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, consistency along this offense has been the issue. And it's been that way really all game long. Now they've got 10 minutes to go, still only down 15. I mean, 2-score game. With all that being said, their defense has kept them alive in this thing. They just need that one play.
Still a 2-possession game. So we start the fourth quarter. Kyle Yeomans alongside Zach Wolchuk. Cornelius Banks a second, letting it rip. Open receiver, coming back to the ball and making the grab is Lynch. Far side, and there's that big play.
That's the athleticism. You can tell why he's a Golden Ball winner. MVP of the LA Middle School Showcase, Braden Lynch. Coming back to the ball, like you said, big 6'3" frame. Went ahead and stacked that DB, beat him really badly. Ball just underthrown a little bit, but an excellent job to adjust to it for a big gainer. Now at the 22-yard line, the Stripes finally near the red zone.
36-yard pass play, and the Stripes are still alive and well here in the fourth quarter. Banks still at quarterback. Handoff, Soto bounces off of the defensive line, has the corner, and instead a great play. Big number 19, Brody Garrett, saving what could have potentially been a touchdown run for Soto.
Soto was really good in the first half at moments. It's been a while since we've seen him in the game. It's been a lot more of Rodney Talton the second here in the second half. But Soto making the most of that carry, putting his team in good position here with a 7-yard gain on first down.
It's only his second attempt since he broke that 35-yarder late in that second quarter. Chase Campbell in at quarterback now, replacing Cornelius Banks II. Now you've got 3 receivers to the right side. We've seen this once. They ran it to the left. They're going to do the same thing here. Open space. Barreling inside the 5 all the way to the 2-yard line. Rodney Talton II is knocking on the door, and the Stripes are back in it. They can punch it in here and be within 1 possession.
Really good blocking along the left side of that offensive line to spring Talton there. First down and goal at the 2. The Stripes can smell the end zone, the closest they've gotten all game long.
Longest drive once again. 3 receivers to the right side. They run it to the left. Barreling in. 1 possession game. Talton scores for the Stripes, and they're on the board.
You know, they kept plugging away. They finally hit the big pass down the field, but it's all about the run. The offensive line finding their groove. Rodney Talton with some outstanding running. Soto coming in to spell him for a play. Kept the running game going. And just like that, this PAT to make it a 1-score game at 15-7 with 8:07 to go. And credit again that Stripes defense for keeping them in a position to come back and still have life to win it.
Big PAT here for Armstrong. Like you said, makes it a 1-possession game. And he does knock it through the uprights. We've got ourselves a ball game with 8 minutes left. It's 8 points separating the Stars, who have 15, over the Stripes with 7. That was the kind of drive that you needed. Had a 3rd and long early in the drive. Had a 3rd and long again in the middle of the drive. And then a couple big plays. And the running game shows up for the Stripes. And they're able to punch it in to try and figure some things out. That is exactly what the doctor had in mind for the Stripes ball club. Jeff Smith has to be just ecstatic on this near sideline. Same thing with the defensive coordinator, who was the running back coach, Isaiah Sexton, out of Minier University. My goodness. Well, they've got something cooking in terms of the running back core there.
Well, now the shift in the focus turns to this blue offense and that white D, who's done a really nice job here, especially in the second half for the most part. I think Klubnik's back out there at quarterback. Actually, it's Floysand.
Yeah.
Floysand, number 14.
Floysand we've seen probably the least of, and wow. Well, that was overthrown by about 7 yards, but he let that rip. He went 45 yards as he took a hit.
Yeah, he's got a cannon. He's that
no
big quarterback that you want from Cottage Grove, Minnesota. He fits that North Division, you know, NFC or AFC North in the NFL. Just that big body that you want, like a Ben Roethlisberger.
I just feel like Cottage Grove, Minnesota just sounds like a very pleasant place to be. Have like a nice little cabin, Set
It's
up
got
on
the word
lake
cottage in
somewhere.
it.
I don't know, maybe.
Grove, I don't know. Yeah.
Cottage Grove. Sounds like a pleasant
Kind of
place
picking
to
up
be.
what you're laying down.
I might have to visit Cottage Grove, Minnesota. That run gets about a half yard there from Cabello.
Third
Cabello's
down and
been
10.
snuffed out.
Yeah, I mean, you get a stop here. You're getting the ball back to your offense pretty quickly if you're the Stripes, and they bring the pressure.
No one near that football. I don't know what happened there. Maybe some miscommunication. Floyson just kind of went back and threw it up. But a quick 3 and out. That took 19 seconds for the 3 and out to happen.
And after the longest drive of the day for that Stripes offense, the Stars D not able to get much of a breather. Now, of course, with how deep both of these rosters are, you're able to shuffle bodies in and out. So fatigue maybe not as quite an issue or something to worry about as it would be in maybe a regular game. But should have solid field position again.
Oh, good punt.
Oh, look at that. That was a boomer.
All the way to the 44-yard line. Caden Miller. I mean, I think as strong of a case as any special teams player has ever had for MVP today. Forced to safety, and he has had some booming kicks for the Stars so far. But now it's back on that Stars defense to try and hold this one possession lead. 7:31 left on the clock in the ball game. And that Stripes defense has done their job. So Stripes offense now tasked. We're trying to tie this game back up at 15. It'll be Hayden Ferguson in the ball game. Ferguson out of Dallas, Texas. Got 3 Texas quarterbacks on this Stripes offense. Dallas represented with Ferguson, Banks the second out of Rocheron, Texas, and then Edinburgh with Chase Campbell. Quick handoff. Soto breaks free. Finally going to be wrapped up at about the 34-yard line. And again, Soto out of Alaska. Able to pop one loose. 6 foot, 202 pounds is what he's listed as.
That offensive line going to work, though, and Soto just squirts out there, shows the breakaway speed. Big gainer again.
Is that right? Am I reading the right line where it says he's 6'1", 202 pounds?
Yes. You're trying to tell me he doesn't quite look 6'1"?
I don't know about that. He runs like he's 10 foot tall, though. He is a bolt of lightning. This one in the flats. Good blocking up front. And another positive gainer. This offense for the Stripes is finding a rhythm.
Tyler Diamond blocking out wide. Ian Hall with the catch. And it was just a matter of time. I mean, this Stripes team, after a pretty minuscule first half offensively, minus what seemed like the drive right before the half that still didn't come away with any points. I mean, they're clicking right now.
Yeah, they're figuring some things out on that offensive side of the ball. That one for 6.
And it is interesting, the rotation of quarterbacks. Now, Cornelius Banks is in the game.
Probably a set number of plays per quarterback. Has to be that because they've switched in the middle of drives instead of the usual sort of rotation strategy in terms of trying to keep a quarterback in every drive and then switching it out at the end of that drive. So far, Jeff Schmidt has not had any problem switching out quarterbacks in the middle of the individual drives. 3 receivers to the right. Every time they've had that, they've run to the left. Instead, Banks rolling out. He's not going to get away. Big number 97, Calder Bray again, breaking it up with the sack.
That defensive line, my God, you can just give them all a golden ball. I mean, they have been ruthless. Started to get gashed a little bit on the run, and then here comes Calder Bray, the South Lake, Texas native. Big time tackle for loss there.
And that's not his first sack of the game either.
No,
he's already had
awesome.
2 or 3. Underneath 5.5 to play, the game-tying drive.
Good killing in the middle there. Just pointing out signals to the rest of his running mates along the defensive line. The communication between those 4 has been great, and we'll have a little bit of an early start and they'll push back the Stripes team a little bit more.
Couple penalties really killing the Stripes early. Ball start again here, pushing them almost all the way back to midfield. Ian Hall, by the way, number 15 on the Stripes offense in that receiving role, has been really under the radar. He has played very well. Sure-handed, he has picked up some hard yards so far out of Wisconsin. See if they would go maybe back in his direction again. Tyler Diamond also out there playing. He's on the bottom part of your screen, and we're going to have to wait just a moment. Timeout called by the Stripes. They've got one left after this. And a 3rd and 24 crucial play. I'm interested to see what this coaching staff led by Jeff Schmidt has written up for this play call. You've got 24 yards to gain. You got to get to the 25 in order to try and at least continue this drive to try and tie the ball game with 4:54 left. This may be your last chance.
Yeah, the Stripes now with just one timeout remaining, so then you got to wonder if you do have to punt the ball back over, how much time would be back on the clock if you're able to get it back from that Stars club. So, I mean, yeah, this is a big down. 3rd and long, 3rd and 24 to be exact, with 4:54 to play.
15-7 in favor of the Stars, who are on defense right now. Stripes trying to get back into the end zone for only the 2nd time today.
We did see a wide receiver pass earlier in the game, I want to say between the Courage and Pride. And that was really a game-changing play. If you've got anything to dial up, now would be the time.
Banks looking long. He's got Lynch
over
the shoulder. It's caught. Touchdown Stripes.
How about that? Just the old-fashioned rolling pocket. We're going to chuck it deep down the sideline. That's all she wrote.
49 yards. What a throw from Banks.
On the money, in stride.
Lynch holds it in, beats his defender for the score.
I think Braden Lynch now has catapulted himself into MVP consideration with that play.
Oh, my. That was unreal. And the throw from Banks could not have been better. It's a 2-point game with 4:46 left. There's that play call. Hey, let's throw it to number 10.
Yeah, you know what? Who's our best guy? All right, just check it up to him. Let's see if he can make a play. But an absolutely outstanding ball on that one from Cornelius Banks II.
That might have been the most exciting play that I've seen not only today or in this game, but today, the whole day, in the 3 games we played, and then even maybe with the 3 games that I called in Canton as well, especially with what's at stake here in the 4th quarter. Now you've got to do it for the 2-point conversion, and the defense for the Stripes has to hold. This was a 15-0 game, not but about 5 minutes ago on the game clock.
So the 2-point try, we'll see. It looks like Chase Campbell is going to be the quarterback for the Stripes on this 2-point try.
Campbell in the backfield.
Braden Lynch in the slot over their far slot right.
You've also got Evans out there as well. The 2-point conversion for the tie. Soto hands it off. He's in. We've got ourselves a new ball game here in Frisco.
Walk the dog. He goes in untouched on that one. And how about that Soto, who's made a lot of just gritty runs, tough plays for this Stripes team, the man who gets the 2 points to tie it all up at 15 with 4:46 to go in the game. And now the Stars, who have been shut down this half for the most part, pressure back on their side of the field. How do they respond? And what quarterback do they go with? And it looks like it's going to be Cade Klubnik.
He's really been the most effective so far with 4:46 left in a 15-15 ball game. He has a chance to win it for the Stars. And lots of open room. Good adjustment from the Stripes defense. Ashitani was the one that was there for the tackle. Flag was around as well, and I think Bullock also in the vicinity. But really, for a split second there, it looked like Milan may have had a chance to take that even farther.
An outstanding job just to get it out there in space. Good block, heads up field. It could have been for a big gainer, like you said. Good job by that Stripe C to rally to make the tackle.
4:20 left in the game. They're going to hand it off up the middle. And Schmidtke stood up quickly by Rawlings, Jake Rawlings, as he's taken down after a modest gain of about 3 yards, or 4 yards as he gets to the 40-yard line. Lubnik in there. He was the starter early in the ball game. Westlake Hills, Texas, being represented at QB right now. You got Smalley out there along with Milan, who have both made huge plays for the Stars offense earlier in the game. Play action, far side, just out of reach. That one almost picked off. Parker was in the vicinity, but I think that was, once again, I think it was Ashtiani again.
As Sawyer Parker had the pressure coming off the edge, number 41 in white, absolutely laying out Klubnik there. That ball sailed on him, almost intercepted.
Parker laying some hits. 3rd and 6 on the way from the 40-yard line. 3:42 left in the game. What does Klubnik have in store? 5-step drop, rolls out to his right. Looking deep, doesn't have a receiver long, but instead he dumps it off to Milan. Lots of open field, breaks up toward the middle, inside the 30, and he's taken down for a huge gain on 3rd and 6. Fresh set of downs, and the Stars are knocking on the door again. 3:30 left to play.
Smart quarterback play right there. Take what the D gives you. Wants to go down the field. Instead, underneath, he's got his man Milan. Again, Mr. Reliable. And he just takes it for a deep gainer up the middle of the field. And that's how you tilt this if you're the Stars. This one's tied. You've led throughout. All of a sudden, you're facing some adversity. How do you respond? Well, what an answer so far in this drive.
Klubnik back in the shotgun. 3 minutes left to play, tied up at 15. Hand up the middle. Cabello still on his feet. Inside the 15 to the 13. He's taken down, but a huge gain again. This time on 1st down and underneath 3 to play. The Stars have that offensive mojo working again.
Christian Cabello from El Mirage, Arizona. Tough running right up the middle. Another 1st down. That's all they're doing. Big gains. Chunk, chunk, chunk. Down the field. Ball on the 13-yard line. 2:40 and counting.
Great play by Bullock just to keep Cabello in front of him. That's not an easy task. Cabello, 5'7", 145. I think they might have mixed up his numbers with Soto's numbers. He looks a little bit bigger than 5'7". He looks more like a little bit of a bulldog out there running the football. And the read that time, not correct at all. Rosamilia gets in the backfield. He was the first one there, but there were a couple white jerseys around. Also had Hardesty there out of Pflugerville.
The Stars slowing down the tempo now.
2 minutes left.
Yeah, they're trying to milk this clock and be the last ones to have this football, it would appear.
.145 left to play. 2nd and 15 on the way here for the Stars. 4 wideouts. Cabello in the backfield with Klubnik. Klubnik takes it himself, tries to split a couple defenders, stays on his feet, gets right outside that 15-yard line. 90 seconds and counting here in the 4th.
Now the Stars still with all 3 timeouts, so the clock is not an issue for them. If they want to burn one, they can. They've got the flexibility. 3rd down and 13, ball on the 16, 1:10 and counting.
Stripes defense has stood strong multiple times in the red zone. They have to do it one more time to try and force it to the end of regulation. Stars at the 16, 3rd and long. Oh, false start. They're going to have to go even farther. They got to get to the 4-yard line.
And that might knock you out of field goal range.
Caden Miller, the field goal kicker. He's had a great day punting the ball, has not had a field goal attempt other than the PATs where he's a perfect 2 for 2. Klubnik trying to figure something out, a little miscommunication, and there's that first timeout called. Looked like the Stars just weren't set on offense, and this one's coming down to the wire. We've got 47 seconds left up on the clock. And you look at what Klubnik has done. Smalley, wide receiver. Milan. Reggie Bush has even had some great plays. It's time for one of those guys to step up. It might not be any of the men I talked about, but this is a time when your best player has to step up and make a play. Klubnik, maybe the favorite for an offensive MVP throughout. Maybe he's got to step up and make a big play, but you got to get to the 4-yard line or at least get close here on this next play. Give your field goal unit a chance to try and knock one through and take the lead.
Yeah, and Milan's kind of been the guy when things are going bad, or if Klubnik's in trouble, he finds a way to – Milan's open. I mean, he just finds a way to get open. So I would expect if he's not his number one read, if he's got to go through his progressions, but another person to watch, Pierce C. Smalley, number 26 from Hot Springs, Arkansas. Big target on the outside. Wide left right now.
New quarterback in. It's Nadeau. He's going to run it up the middle, trying to force his way past that Stripes defense, and they stand up very strong at the 20-yard line. 35 seconds and counting. There may be one final chance with 4th and long for the Stars to try and go for the end zone. They may let this clock run all the way down and take one final shot to the end zone. 15-15.
I think they're going to kick the field goal. I think they're going to try it.
They are going to kick the field goal.
And you might as well. You've got the timeout, so you can put it down to 2 seconds, 3 seconds, whatever you want to do.
This would be a pretty hefty kick for Caden Miller. 1 second on the clock.
Ball's marked exactly on the 20-yard line.
25-yard line is where it looks like Caden would end up kicking from. So it makes it a 35-yard field goal attempt.
But like you said, he's shown he's got a strong leg.
He has.
Now we just haven't seen him kick, so we're kind of blind on that regard. But his punting's been outstanding today. And I'll tell you what, if he nails this one, he's responsible already for a safety for the most part by pinning their defense back at the 1. Could you make a case for Caden Miller?
I really
That's
think
the MVP.
I think you very well could. There's a reason why they're in this ball game right now. He set the tone early with a great punt in the backfield, and if you can see him on that 27-yard line warming up, you see him there visualizing.
He's sizing this one up. I think he's going to drill it, man. I really do.
This is going to be an exciting finish. 1 tick left on the clock.
Nadeau's going to hold.
Attempt on the way.
Now the snap is the key. We've seen a couple of poor snaps today.
Frank is the snapper. Stripes making some noise. For the win. It's got the leg. It's good.
He drilled it.
Caden Miller for the win at the buzzer, and the Stars take it 18-15.
Wow. What a finish, huh? Oh, man, that's awesome. What a game. And you feel for the Stripes because they clawed and battled their way back in that second half, really that fourth quarter. But the Stars with the game-winning drive to get down in position. And then Caden Miller, an outstanding job all day punting, comes in, ice in his veins, drills the game winner. 18-15 your final. How about that?
What a game. And like you said, you got to feel for the Stripes. They really did battle. They trailed 15-0 at one point late in the third quarter. Got a touchdown with just a couple seconds left on the clock in that fourth quarter. Actually, they trailed 15-0 heading into the fourth quarter. And with 8:07 left in the fourth, they scored their first touchdown of the game, then got another one, tied it up with a 2-point conversion. but the ice in the veins, Caden Miller knocks it through from 30. What would that be? That'd be a 33-yard field goal for the win, and he had some extra distance on it as well. There was no doubt about the distance. We'll give your Wolchuk Warrior here in a little bit. Let's pass it over to the PA announcer here at the Ford Center to give our official USA Football MVPs. And once again, I think we got to give a chance at Cade Miller. Let's hand it over to the PA announcer.
Today's MVPs for the Stars, number 10, Cade Klubnik. And for the Stripes, their MVP is number 10, Brayden Lynch. Congratulations on your outstanding performances.
So Lynch named the MVP for the Stripes, and then a very deserving Cade Klubnik ending up with the MVP on the Stars. And an unbelievable day coming to an end. 18-15 the final score. There were some outstanding pieces throughout the entire game. And Mr. Zach Wolchuk, give us your Wolchuk Warrior here for the final game of the 2018 USA Football Middle School Bowl Game
Well,
series.
Kyle, let me tell you something, man. If they don't want to do it, I'm going to do it.
Are you going to do it?
Kickers are people too, baby.
Yes, they
and
are.
you don't down a team at the 1-yard line,
You
resulting
tell
in
'em.
a safety. You don't kick the game-winning field goal and not get Wolchuk Warrior of the game. Caden Miller from the Woodlands. Heck of a game, sir, and there were a lot of players to choose from. The defensive line of the Stars was outstanding. Keelan was awesome. Bray was great. McCurry, I don't want to forget a name. They were outstanding, but I'm giving some love to Caden Miller. It takes guts to come up there, all the pressure, all eyes on you, and to drill the game winner like he did, like it was nothing. Hats off to you, sir.
Wow. That was one of the more emphatic Wolchuk Warriors I think I've ever heard in my entire days working with you, my friend. Great job, as always, in an unbelievable game to cap us off here from Frisco, Texas. That'll do it for us here on Game On Sports. Do want to thank everybody involved in this Game On Sports Productions broadcast, for our producer, our fearless producer, Mr. Fred Garner, for my boy Cookie, for Silviana Moncada, for Randy Moothart, for my good friend and my spotter, Kyle McCord, and for my partner, Zach Wolchuk. I'm Kyle Yeomans. Once again, the final score, Stars 18, and a game-winning field goal from Caden Miller wins it over the Stripes, who end up with 15. Thanks for watching, and so long for the final time here from Frisco.
So you love your game?